Once again, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh Basham Yoshai, Bahar Kwaka, Kodashal, Yahweh Yahushai. Right, this is the bar from Sugar Camp, here to know a lesson. Right, let's start with the first precept. Right, the first precept is Luke 5:36. He said, and he spake also a parable unto them, saying, no man putteth a piece of a new garment upon an old. If otherwise, when both the new maketh a tear, a rent, right, and the piece that was taken out of the new agreeth not with the old. So, hey, that is just to say, that concerning yourselves, right? Directly concerning yourselves. You can just add something to you, and you ain't really, like how the scripture was talking about the circumcision and all. You say you're adding a new garment to yourself, really and truly you're trying to be something not fooling yourself, like you're fooling yourself. You're trying to see this doctrine, you want to jump in the truth, you want to go in the truth, you want to serve Yahweh Hashem Shai. But still, you want to serve the Lord, but with your old self. You understand? You want to still do certain things at the world. You want to try to serve the Lord your way. You understand? That we say, can't put a new garment upon an old. You have to get rid of that old, which is yourself. You have to get rid of that old way. Right? That old desires, that old lust, that old ways. You see, if otherwise, then both the new maketh a tear, a rent, and the piece that was taken out of the new agreeth not with the old. So the two won't work. Right? The two will not work. Go down. He said, no man putteth new wine into old bottles, else the new wine will burst the bottles. So your body again, many bottles, right? That new doctrine into that old bottle, right? When you hold into the things that you hold still, when you put that new wine and that wisdom, that new everything into that old body, that old mindset, it won't work. He say, else a new wine will burst the bottles and be spilled, and the bottles shall perish. Right? But that you talking about. But new wine must be put into new bottles, and both are preserved. That wisdom and that body. This Luke 16. Luke 16. That's all. Luke 16. Right. Luke 16. Verse 13. He said, no servant can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. He cannot serve Yahweh and Mammon. So, that lost the castle the Most High, right, by his principles and the commandments, and then now you're trying to serve your own carnal state. You can't serve the Most High, you can't serve yourself. That lustful state, man and the Lord, it won't work. Quiet, baby. Yeah. You can't serve the two. It's with that one. You understand? That you pass aside yourself. Right? You pass aside yourself. That is this precept here. Romans 12. That we say, Romans 12:1, he said, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service. Right? So you have to present your bodies that bottled. Right? That bottle is a living sacrifice. Which is a reasonable service. You say, and be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that he may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. You know? So you have to put aside that body, that self. You understand? You have to put aside self. That old way, that old garment. You understand? You can't try to have the garment and still want to try to serve the Lord. It would not work. You know? Um I know this precept of funny and these I believe it was Corinthians, you know. So let's see what this is here. Right, you say 1 Corinthians 2:16, right? He said, know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you? So you know, hey, this is the temple. That important thing. He said, if any man defile the temple of Yahweh, him shall the Most High destroy. For the temple of Yahweh is holy, which temple ye are. You understand? So you have to remember, hey, your body is at the bottle for the wine. You understand? You can't put that old wine and trying to balance it. No. It's 1 ounce. You know? 1 ounce. Tonight Corinthians 2, you know. Let me show. Alright, these are 2 Corinthians 5 verse 17. He said, right, therefore if any man be in Mashiach, he is a new creature. You understand? All things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. You understand? So, hey, get rid of that old wine. Get rid of that old garment. You know, it's a new creature in your house, right? All things are passed away. Right? All things. Oh man. Ephesians 4:22. Right. Um he said that he put off concerning the former conversation the old man. Right? It always referring to always the old and new. The old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lusts. Right? And be renewed in the spirit of your mind, that ye may put on the new man, which is after Yahweh, which after Yahweh is created in righteousness and true holiness. You understand? And in the examples, wherefore putting away lying, speaking every man truth with his neighbor, for we are the members one of another. Be angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath, neither give place to the devil. Let him that steals steal no more, but rather let him labor, working with his hands, the thing which is good that he may have to give to him that needeth. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. You understand? He said, and grieve not the Holy Spirit of Yahweh, whereby ye are sealed unto the day of redemption. You understand? Do the good you could do. Do that which pleases the Lord. Not offer anger or malice, you know. Your bowels of compassion. You know, move one to another. Bowels of compassion. You understand? Don't give the Holy Spirit. You know, you can help a brother, you know, towards something good towards a brother. So that's how that anger in your mind. And you say, but yeah, you know, you can do that all. Whatever the case is. You know? Show you how shy. Verse 31, he said, let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. And be ye kind one to another, tender hearted, forgiving one another, even as Yahweh for Mashiach's sake had forgiven you. So you know, you have to be mindful. Pass aside the old man. All that is the old man. Get rid of the old man. How you have any old man and still trying to have a new man? You know? Pass aside that. Right? It is by one to the other. What's the meaning Romans are contrary? Galatians 5 verse Galatians 5 verse 16. This I say then, walk in the spirit, which is a new man. Right? Walk in the spirit, which is the new man, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh, which is the old man. See, for the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary the one to the other, so that he cannot do the things that he would, which is the old man. You understand? But if you be led of the spirit, ye are not under the law. Right? And they'll put us get tied up with. And they say you're not under the law because you won't do these things concerning what the law say not to do. You understand? It won't be a problem with you. It would be so smooth that if you're under the spirit, you won't even bring the law because you're focusing on the Lord so much and you're doing the Lord will so much. Is that you're not even breaking, you won't break no law. You understand what they thinking? Hey, you're not under the law, hey, you're not under the law again. No, the law is still existing, the law is still there, but you won't be doing nothing to break the law. You're led of the spirit. You understand? They don't understand that they trip on that stumbling block. Right? Let's bring our precepts come, baby. Let's bring our precepts straight to my mind also. Alright, we talk about James. Alright? Talk about James. First 1 or 221 or 121. You say 122. That's maybe. Yeah. That's 122. Oh no, that's so. Right, so well, I can't remember the precept here. You see, for the flesh lusts against the spirit, right, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary the one to the other, so you cannot do the things that you would, right? And put our precept in Galatians, went down, 5, 428. Yeah, and that's how far it's going on. They say scripture say these two are contrary the one to the other, right? Galatians 4:29. And this how it gets so spiritual that the things that they do will always come against each other, But it's so spiritual. They get here, get a little further, go a little further. This Galatians 4:29. But as then, right, he that was born after the flesh persecuted him that was born after the spirit. Even so it is now. You understand? Even so it is now. Right? They would come against the spiritual men. That's what the Lord was telling us. They'll persecute the prophets as the fathers did. Roughly paraphrasing. Right? This is what even happening today. And look, the scripture saying that they would give you up to the councils, right? They would give you up to the councils, deliver you up to the councils. What's for of the councils, I think, yes. Beware of men, but they will deliver you up to the councils. They will squat in the synagogues. Right? Well, when I say here, but take heed to yourselves, for they shall deliver you up to councils, and in the synagogues you shall be beaten, and they shall be brought before rulers and kings for my sake. For it that's no baby, that's no baby. Yeah, Salakia Kiyam. Right? say he will deliver out the councils that he may be scourged and beaten in the synagogues, right? But when Judas betrayed the Lord, Judas was from within. You understand? The scripture say they come to spy out we salvation, you know? So it's from within. And it had many Judases. You understand? That's why it had many Antichrists and many Judases. You know? So they say they will deliver you up. Take heed to yourselves, for they shall deliver you up to the council. Who is the they? Was it talking about the two-thirds? Or was it talking about men from the ends, from brothers? You know? Who is the they? It didn't say. You understand? So we have to be mindful. You understand? We have to be mindful. Because the two-thirds don't know where we go be. So who are we talking about? You understand? And they say men sell out. Men brothers selling out. So who is the they? You know? But we understand that, hey, you know, what the scripture say, all things work out good for them that love the Most High. So whatsoever is brought upon you, take it cheerfully, you know. It's easy to say, it's to do, you know. It's a really tough thing, right? But yeah, that's a little small little pinch of it, right? So you see here, go back to it, Luke 5:36. He said, and he spake also a parable unto them. No man putteth a piece of a new garment upon an old. If otherwise, then both the new maketh a rent, which is a tear, and a piece that was taken out of the new agreeth not with the old, so it won't agree. You would never be able to serve the Most High and the flesh. You understand? The Most High don't deal with the flesh. You understand? The average precept say I think is John and 4:7. John 4 John 4:21. Right? He say, I was shy said unto her, right? So like here, John 4:23. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. Verse 24. Yahweh is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So you know, you have to worship the Lord in spirit and in truth. You know, that's sincere. You can't just, you know, and that way your people won't get it. You know, they won't have that understanding. Scripture say, you know, in Proverbs, you know, in all thy wisdom, in all thy get wisdom, get understanding, Salakia. You know, First Corinthians, I believe 2:14 or 3:14. Right? You see here, it could even go before that. You know, from 9. Right? That we say worship in spirit and in truth. First Corinthians 2:9. You see, but as it is written, I had not seen nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which the Most High had prepared for them that love him. But the Most High had revealed them unto us by his Spirit, for the Spirit searcheth all things, yea, the deep things of Yahweh. So like here, you see, for what man knoweth the things of a man, save the Spirit, except the Spirit of a man which is in him. Even so the things of Yahweh knoweth no man, but the Spirit of Yahweh. You understand? So the Spirit of Lord, you get an understanding. You understand? This is a spiritual book. This is a spiritual journey. You know? Spiritual walk. Obey Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. Yeah, to fulfill his will is a spiritual walk. Right? You can't have the two. So certain things where you see me doing in the world, you have to get rid of that. You understand? You know, certain scriptures might justify certain things, especially concerning women and things. There's a big thing with Israel, especially men of Israel. You know, but certain loss. You see, men design that loss, and you know, it's okay. I don't know against it. You know, having another wife and all these things. More Paul talk about chambering, Paul talk about, hey, what is fornication? What really is fornication according to the scriptures? You understand? Now you see, I think it's in Matthew, you see that every man have one wife to avoid fornication. You understand? They flee fornication, you know. What is fornication? That let every man have his own wife to flee fornication. Why you talk about that? You know, why was that mentioned then? Just some, baby. Alright, baby, just some. Just some. Excuse. Salakia. You know? So you have to be spiritual. The lust, it can't work. That's some, baby. Yeah. You see, for what man know the things of man, Salakia, pass that. Verse 12. Now we had received not the spirit of the world, right, which is that old man, but the spirit which is of the Most High, which is that we might know the things that are freely given to us of Yahweh. You know, which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Spirit teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. Right? You see, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are not spiritually discerned. You know, so these things to a man is like, and to brothers also, them who can't see it. To some brothers also can't see it, but you know, I understand that every man is given a portion. You understand? Every man is given a portion. So, hey, it's the Lord will, because we don't even know who is the elect. That we always say the hopeful elect. You understand? But you have to do that humility. You know, according to Sirach, he said, the greater thou art, the more humble thyself, for mysteries is revealed unto the meek. You understand? You have to get more humble, because there's more understanding you're acquiring. And you gain understanding also by experience. You understand? You gain understanding by experience. Now it's supposed to tell you, judge not that ye be not judged, for with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. You understand? But not one measure you meet, it shall be measured unto you. So you have to be wise to understand, hey, what you're really saying, how you deal is how you will be dealt with. You understand? You have to be mindful. You have to be mindful. Mercy is a big thing in this truth. You know, mercy and forgiveness. And I show you how Yahushua walk. And Yahushua is the author and finisher of our faith. So how we ought to walk. Having mercy and forgiveness also. You know. This will pass what a real brother said. You know. So like, yeah, you know, my kids are them something get up here. Right? Well, let's try to finish up with the video here. That's all, baby. Verse 15, you see, but he that is spiritual judgeth all things, that he himself is judge of no man. Because you see, you observe, right? And, hey, you know, it's not supposed to be really that, you know, these laws are let to be mindful, but really and truly, I don't say he's judge of no man, is because what? He keeping them. He doing them, so no man will be able to say, hey, what are you doing? You understand? Remember, he's an ambassador of the Lord, you know. He's an ambassador of Yahushua. I can't remember this precept often here. Should be not blamed. Right, often. 2 Corinthians 2:6-3. He said, giving no offense in anything, that a ministry be not blamed. You understand? So, hey, you can go down, but hey, you know what? Mama use an ambassador of the Lord. So you have to be blameless, you know. Because when they see you by Mama use a light. So, but when they see you now, you emulating, you're supposed to be showing shining light. And when you're showing signs of darkness and these worldly things in you, remember the tutors, you can only understand wickedness. The wicked only understand wickedness. So when you do it, they can tell, yes, it's wickedness, they can see it. You can't fool them. Concerning wickedness, that is their lot. You understand? They understand wickedness and evil. So when you do it, or anything resembling, they will know. You can say, well, I do this. I didn't come here for that, you know. Or I didn't come here to do this. What are you doing in the first place? You can't fool them. So you're supposed to be emulating light right through. Come, Sarah, come. Yeah, you're supposed to be showing light right through. And not resembling nothing like wickedness, because they will know it. You understand? And that will be held against you. That way scripture say, everything that is done in a man's body shall come before the Most High. the answer for everything that is done in his body, roughly paraphrasing, you know. So we have to be mindful of what we do, right? So this whole wine, let me get this old wine out. Man, understand? Because that old wine is destruction. That will never lead to destruction. That is scripture say, concerning Babylon, the great war. She get them to drink of that wine. Them not that doctrine, That lie, that deception. Right? You have to get that out. You understand? Purge that out. That old cloth, that old garment, all of these things. Get that out. You understand? So once again I want to give all praises to the Most High. Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, Baharu Dash Shal Yahweh Yoshai. Right? Say to what to the elders and pastors, double honors, for your guidance. You understand? Akiyam so pushing with digital sincerity to understand, Shalom. Right? Shalom.